Alright, hello everybody. So we're here. We're back. We did start in West Califer already. We're laggy. We're lagging. Don't mind it. Like, kinda bad. Uh, I do have a couple things I want to talk about. The first thing is, I tend to do this in video games on accident and don't realize it. Uh, you see me do it a lot in CCC, is why I bring this up. Is that there's a lock-on, and I always forget there's a lock-on, and then I find myself, like, complaining about it to myself. I'm just like, fuck, why is there no lock-on in this fucking game? And I'm just an idiot, because there is 100% a lock-on. I just forget that it exists all of the fucking time. Genuinely. I sit here and I'm like, well, why the fuck isn't there a lock-on? And then it's middle mouse for me, because I use keyboard mouse. And I'm just like, fuck, dude. They should have a lock-on in this game. And it's just a feature that's like... You don't start off with the lock-on. You don't, like... It doesn't, like, start battle with a lock-on at all. And then you have to, like... At certain points, you have to re-lock on to new enemies. Which feels really kind of not good with how it works. Because every time I kill an enemy, or like, let's say they teleport somewhere, you know, I have to re-lock on when they come back into the fight. So, like, those enemies that have, like, it's almost like a bow, and a cloak, and they, like, constantly disappear. I cannot lock onto those, because I will have to constantly be clicking middle mouse. I'll just have to be clicking the middle mouse button over and over to keep locked onto it, which is just super annoying. I get it, they don't want you knowing where it's gonna come from, but, like, the way it works is stupid. That it doesn't like lock on if you've already locked onto that one target and it's not dead yet. It's just like, oh hey, fuck you. Let's go here. Ow. It's like something caught on my tooth. Ow. I think I got it. Excuse me. But that was like one of the things that, because you'll notice it when I play the game that I just don't lock on, and it's not because like I don't like locking on. It is because I forget it's a feature because it's like obtuse. It's kind of hard to lock on a lot of times. The other thing, the one other thing I kind of wanted to bitch about is the fact that I believe in season 1, 1.x. Playing through it, I think every one of the factions has an A rank, right? I I will have to check after I'm done with this to make sure that I'm not like tripping. But I'm almost positive that every single one of them has an A rank. I'm pretty sure they do. And then you get to season 2. Which that's not the case for season 2. All of the factions don't have an A rank. How many A ranks are there in season 2 that came out in season 2? Trying to think here. Is it just Pan? It might just be Pan. I think Pan Yin-Hu is the only A rank. That's like season 2 faction. Which is actually fucked up. That's a genuine, like, what the fuck type of thing. Because you would genuinely think that they'd add more A ranks as well. But they're not. They're not really adding that many A ranks. It's all S ranks. And I'm not saying, like, A ranks are so good that you should be using them. But they're much easier to get than, you know, an S rank. They're much easier to M6 than an S rank. So, like, you might have one that's genuinely decent, you know, that you could use for a party. As, like, a substitute for something that you don't have that's an S rank. To help with an S rank that you already have. It might not be, like, the most optimized type of party, but it would be decent enough that it could work easier. This, currently, we don't have that many S ranks, actually. Or, not S ranks, A ranks. We really don't. Again, you would think they'd put at least one per faction. You would think they'd want to do that, genuinely. Where they're just like, oh hey, let's give this faction an A rank, you know? I'm really shocked that they haven't. Not like they couldn't, either. There are plenty of things that they could be like, oh yeah, this person, this character is, you know, this, or whatever, or what have you. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, they could add them. Whether it be retroactively, or, like, in the middle of the story, so you know, especially during that season, when they introduce a new faction. Because the A ranks aren't what people want a lot of times anyways. So, like, adding them wouldn't be a problem, really. God, if I had Kaboom, dude. I still need Kaboom. But, like, you see what I mean? And I'm afraid that they're going away from that. They're like, oh, hey, we've got plenty of A ranks, so we're just not going to be adding that many more at all. When, honestly, It would kind of be better to have those A ranks, so we have that option. Make more kits, have more variability to where, let's say, let's have like an A rank that's similar to Lucia, but isn't as strong, you know? It's a slightly different kit, but provides like the same slot that Lucia would on a Rupture team, you know? But they're A rank. It would do a lot, genuinely, for free to players. And people who skip certain characters or don't like a certain character and they just skip it out of spite. Because I know somebody who skips Lucia out of spite. I do. I do know somebody who does. And I get it. They skip them because of Hoyo changing the design. They were upset that Hoyo changed the design for them, type of thing. Uh, which is fair. I kind of like the old. I've seen pictures of it. The old like design. This was back in the time where like Yidhari and Lucia were like the same character, just genuinely. They were like, it was a character called Lucia. She had like a red, almost nun-like outfit. That's what it looked like. With a big ass hammer. So I liked that. I actually liked that design much more than her current one. Much more than Yidhari's current one. I believe it was labeled Lucia, and I can't remember exactly how that worked. Genuinely, they deserve. We deserve more A ranks. Like again, it adds more shit that could be, like alternative builds. Shit that it's like, oh, maybe I just want to try this out, type of stuff. You're you're really like an A rank, and you're like, you know what? I want to try to make them work, so let me build a team around them. Anton, for me. Uh, but no, I'm genuinely shocked they haven't done more. To be honest, there's no reason to not do more A ranks, like actually, because it would hurt nobody. Really, it would really hurt nobody. It's not cutting into anybody's pocket, and you're expanding the roster, so we have more choices, the players. Uh, I'm actually gonna double check, so I don't sound like an idiot. But I know like Spook Shack doesn't have an A rank, but I can't remember if season one, all of the factions there had A ranks. I feel like that's true, but I don't want to just be wrong about it and be like gaslighting people into believing that when it's not. Uh, Let me check. Is this how I check it? Yeah. So the Cunning Hares, there's a lot of A ranks. We know that. There's three specifically. Anton, Ben, it's two. Korin is the only A rank in Victoria Housekeeping. Obel Squad doesn't have an A rank, but most of their S ranks came out in Season 2. We first saw it in Season 1. So I guess, technically, Obel Squad did not have an A rank in Season 1, and it should have. It should have an A rank. Seth is an A rank in crime investigation. Luciana, or Lucy, Piper, Pulchra. We've got 3 A ranks in Sons of Caledon. We've got Sakaku in Section 6. This is 1. This is like late 1.0 or 1.x. So they would need an A rank. Stars of Lyra. And Mockingbird also doesn't have an A rank. Why does she not have a background either? She just does. Oh, it's because of her. She does have a background. It's just her fucking parasol is so big you can't see it through it. But that's where we started getting no A ranks. Is once Stars of Lyra and Mockingbird came around. Then we get Yunquist Summit. Pan is the only A rank there. Spook Shack. Oh yeah, they have fucking Monato. I forgot Monato. He is an A rank. So far, Krampus has no A rank. Angels of Delusion, well, of course they don't have an A rank, to be honest. She doesn't have an A rank, which is just Cecia. And then here we don't have an A rank so far. It's Valena and Norma. I do genuinely feel like we should get A ranks for some of these. Even if it's not like your classical like idea of that kind of thing. Like they could just be tangentially related. They wouldn't have to be in the story of them. Like for, well, Spook Shack has an A rank, so I don't have anything for A rank on that. But for like Obel Squad, we could have a soldier that comes in, you know, at some point in a story, a side story or something that's got a slightly unique look. You know? They don't have to be like super heavy production type. It just doesn't make sense that we don't have more A ranks that are like spread out. They bundled so many A ranks into Season 1. They put so many A ranks in Season 1. Oh my god, it's laggy. I didn't mean to press that. Fuck. Oh, okay, I got it. What? I was about to say, I pressed it, motherfucker. Hmm.
Hello, I'm the tracking device Sprite. Don't give him that look. They're just a recorded message. Hello, I'm the tracking device Sprite. Hey, don't give me that look. They're just a recorded message. Hello, I'm the tracking device Sprite. Hey, I'll give you that look.
Just a reported message. Hello.
There we go.
Audible signal tracking device back at your service. Follow the sound cues, just like last time, remember?
What? Let me... There we go. It wasn't, like, locking on. Ugh. See, that makes me feel like Crow is even more a possible character. He might be an A rank. You know? Imagine that. He could be an A rank. Me sitting here talking about A ranks like that. Hmm. Hmm. A debt. During negotiation. Crow used exceptional combat.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking too.
Okay. It just fucked up. Alright, there we go. We've done that. It's so hot. It's just hot in my house. My AC broke. Okay. Well. There we go. I guess I'll probably be ending it here. So, if you enjoy my content, you enjoy me just rambling on about bullshit that nobody cares about, and you want to support me, other than just by watching the video, I have two ways that you could go about doing that. The first way requires no money, in that way is my Honeygain referral code link down below in the description. All you have to do is sign up for Honeygain, download the app on either your PC or Android devices. You get $3 to start out, and as you use the device, you don't have to do anything else. It earns you money. I'm not sponsored by them at all, by the way. I've used it for years, and I'm going to continue to use it. But as you're making money on it, over the course of you earning every $20, Honeygain gives me $5. So it helps me get my payout faster. Now, the other way does require a bit of capital. That is a donation page. It is my coffee page. There is no exclusive content only available on that page either. It is strictly for donations currently. And it's only for if you really, really enjoy my content. You want to be able to help me maybe make better content, more content in the future by supplying me with funds in order to save up for better hardware, you know, more games, that kind of stuff. But if you made it this far into the video, you've listened all the way to the end, to right here, right this moment, I just wanted to give you a genuine thank you. You're putting up with a lot of just random rambling and me going on about bullshit entirely. And you just sat here and listened. And honestly, I appreciate that. Thank you. Really. There's something special about you. I don't know what it is. I don't know why you enjoy my content. But there's something special about you. And you deserve to hear that. And for everybody else watching, thank you all so much for listening, for watching. And I will catch you all in the next one.